We hit 10,000 subscribers in 4 months, and I'm gonna show you how to do it in this video. Did it without going viral, without being perfect, and without waiting for permission. So today, if you're serious about growing your YouTube channel, we're gonna dive right up into it. So let's get right into the video. First, if you haven't watched part 1 and 2, feel free to watch this video and then go back and watch it again, or stop this video and watch them in order. But either way, it's gonna get you what you're looking for. It has been a long time coming, and this is the first of many big milestones for this channel. I'm gonna talk about what worked and what kept me going and how you can achieve that same thing for your own channel. What's important to say out the gate is that if you're not consistent, it does not matter. You can watch through this whole video, you can go back, watch parts 1 and 2, find other YouTubers. It does not matter if you do not commit to what you would like to do. That's anything in life. But truly, I have posted twice a week, every single week for the last 96 days. Maybe a little bit over, like I think today is actually day 100 as I film this video. I have posted for 100 days, concept, ideated, did something with this channel where I was consistently seeing myself grow in it and just having my channel be the bonus that grows with it. My exact upload schedule would be batch recording videos. So currently, as I'm filming this one, I am creating 3 videos that I can send to an editor or that I can edit myself. It's one of the two. So you have to know where's your capacity. I still work a 9 to 5. So on top of doing YouTube, I'm still working in corporate, which means I don't have the time that I think I do or that I'd like to do, even if I planned it meticulously throughout my days or throughout my week. So I hired an editor. There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I think if you have the means, if you budget for it, like I sat down and looked at quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and I knew how much I was willing to spend if I wanted to get good quality videos, and that's just kind of the reality of it. A lot of people won't talk about it because they want you to think that this is what you're doing, but I think if you're providing value and you're giving people a look into how they can do what they'd like to do for their life, even if they don't do it exactly how you're doing it, that's what's important. And that was the only way I was able to stay consistent. I highlight only way I was able to stay consistent, because there was a time in my life when I would create all my videos, do all that, and it would just get to a point where like you need a fresh set of eyes and you don't have them, or you need more time and you don't have it. So if you can budget in what you would like to do consistently, whether it's short form, long form, podcast, whatever the form or medium is, you just need to plan and budget for it, because it's going to take time. And if you don't have a lot of time, it's going to take money and effort. The non-negotiable is that even when you don't feel like recording, even when you've got so much on your plate, you have to commit to it. I post on Tuesdays and Fridays. That posting schedule could change in the future, but as of right now, that's where we're at. You know you can expect 2 videos from me every single week on those days. And I know that the times may vary, and I try to keep them as best as possible in that little time frame, because that consistency is important too. YouTube needs to know, oh, Party of One podcast is posting again at noon. Oh, she's posting again at 6 p.m. I know we can push this out to the home feed, and that way there's a better visibility for people who aren't following her or know about her channel can know now. So for you need to start thinking, what days can I post? 2 minimum. I cannot see a world where you post once a week unless they are just like drop seriously great videos. The one creative that comes to mind is Life of Riza. If you're not familiar, it's this creator right here. I love her videos, love her cinematic storytelling. I love her positioning. I just love the way she views her life, because it's very similar in a way that I view my own, but I don't capture it that way. So even if you're not exactly sure maybe what you'd like to do in trying to think about that consistency, find people that inspire you, that you kind of emulate or kind of recreate in your own way what that might look like for your channel, period, point blank. I have a couple other creatives too that I love their style. If you guys are having a hard time figuring out what that style is for you, I'll link them down below in the description, but feel free to just test things out, play with them. It's gonna change over time. My creative style is constantly evolving, so the reality is you have to be okay with knowing that it is going to always be an improving product. It's never just going to be a finished one, because no one wants to see the same thing forever. As I mentioned before, you need to always lead with value. There's never been a video where I've watched where I wasn't informed, entertained, or educated on something. I also work in social media. Let me be very clear that my 9 to 5 is doing what I actually do for YouTube, except I'm behind the camera creating that content. There was a point in my life where I was doing Project 30, and if you're not familiar, it's 30 videos for 30 days. So every single day I was teaching online on Instagram an editing trick or maybe a production trick that people who also want to be in that lifestyle maybe would not know know or would like to know. So in my thought process, I know that I'm teaching and educating people who want to be creatives in that space, so they know they can expect that when they come to this Instagram. However, when I have this Instagram, my Party of One Pod Instagram, they know that they're gonna get real hard, jaw-dropping facts about on how they're living their life, how they'd like to live their life, because those are two big pieces of my personality. I love being creative, I love teaching it, learning new things, but I also love making sure that we are checking in with ourselves. We are making sure that we are in tune with where we'd like to see ourselves be in alignment with. And sometimes the two can coexist at once, but most times it's better to kind of break out if you have different content pillars that you want to talk about, unless you want your page to just be all encompassing lifestyle. But I found that breaking it up so that people know what they're coming to see is so much easier than putting it all on one little page. But that's just my take, and it's a hot take. You have to ask yourself, would I save this video if I was the viewer? That's gonna tell you if you should post the video or not. Sometimes you can just trial and error, because you can be in your head and think that you're not providing value, have imposter syndrome, whatever the case may be. And sometimes you just post it to see what it does. But if you feel like you're taking too long to get to the point, you feel like you're kind of talking over your words, maybe create a script. I'm not a script person. I go off the dome, so every video you've seen, I may have talking points of what I'd like to get through, but I never have anything like fully written out because I'm trying to practice my public speaking. So even in tandem with having a YouTube channel, I have other things in my personal life that I want to get better at, which means in order to do that, I have to put myself pen to paper, camera to person, and find ways where I can enhance that skill. And it's not going to help if I'm just reading off of a script. I'm not providing you value. I'm then just reading something off to you. So all in all, find what works for you, but that's what works for me. What's really important to keep in mind is you need to stay true to you. I had a YouTube channel separate from this one once before, and I was really passionate. I've talked about this before on this channel, but I was passionate about this one Netflix show. I wanted them to get renewed for a season 2. I made content around it. I made prediction style videos where I was like, okay, if they get renewed, I predict that this is what's gonna happen. And it got a lot of traction. My first video I'd ever done on that got over 125,000 views overnight, 24 hours. And it was just because it was the hot topic at the time. We were all during COVID. It was just the optimal time, I believe. And so I capitalized on that, made like 50 videos after that, got like 2 or 3 partnerships in that time, and it was great. But then I realized I was performing a little bit more in that channel where I was acting my age for sure. I was much younger at the time, but it got to a point where I was like, I don't know. I'm running out of predictions. And then what if they don't renew for a season 2? Am I just going to still talk about predictions for a show that will never get renewed, or as far as we know, might not ever come back to existence? So think about the kind of content that you want to put out. If you're not putting out content where you're like, I would talk about this forever if no one paid me a cent to do it, because essentially that's what YouTube is for the first year or 2 years, depending on how consistent you are. You talk about things before you're even paid, like money that can truly change your life. I never wanted to lose myself like going viral, and there have been several moments where I have seen the numbers as high as 4 million and as low as 400. And I'm grateful to have seen it in different areas of my life, because it showed me, wow, if I would have gotten what I have right now, what I'm building to right now, I would have never been ready. But then I look back now, even just to last week, and think, I'm just really excited about the growth of my channel, being consistent in something. I'm starting to show up more consistently in other areas of my life. So it's bleeding into other spaces so positively. So be careful on wanting to go viral versus wanting to create an impact, because at the end of the day, if these videos only capped at 2,000 views, heck, 200 views every single time, I would feel good about knowing that I am consistently providing value to 200 people. Now, if it happens to go to 2 million, even better, but you have to be okay with where you are in that process. You can't want it quicker than where you are in that season, because then you'll burn yourself out thinking it's not worth it. I posted 20 videos and nothing. They're all in, I love the comments where they're like, I'm in view jail or something on TikTok. And it's like, you posted 3 times in the last 1 month. You posted 3 times in the last month. You've got to be more consistent than that if you really want it. What's really helped me and what can really help you is creating those content pillars. I've talked about this a little bit in a different video, and I called them content buckets. But for example, I'm a channel where I talk mainly about personal development. That is my entire brand of Party One Podcast as we know it today. But I also weave in faith-filled content. Being a follower, a child of God is very important to me, and I've seen just how great challenges can be when I come out on the other side of them, and how great celebrations are when I have God in my life. And I want to spread the gospel, and I want to tell people about Jesus and how he's changed my life, how he can change yours. Really honestly just share my testimony from time to time, because then you never know who could help. Then I talk really heavy on building your dream life. I don't believe that you can just have one thing and that's what it is. The Bible says, ask and you shall receive. And I believe wholeheartedly that if I can dream it, it can absolutely be my reality. Especially if I take action towards it, that's an unstoppable mixture. And lastly, content creation. It's what I do in my day job. It's what I've done before I got hired for stuff and contracted out and et cetera, et cetera. It is something that I'm passionate about. I love talking about camera gear, geeking out on stuff like that. And that's like my one for me. So another creative that I've listed below is Vanessa Lau. And if you're not familiar with her, she makes content creation, talks about tech, talks about creating different things, AI driven stuff, all the things. You can check her out below if you're interested. But she had a video that really stuck with me where she said, I create videos based off of 3 things. One for you, one for me, and one for life. One for you will be a video like this. People who are looking to grow on YouTube, this is what's helpful. Straight to the point, talking about what my experience has been, you being able to see the proof in me hitting the 10,000 subscribers and seeing how you can implement that for your life, because it's very different from mine. One for me, which means even if it got 200 views, I would be so happy that people was able to see like my Oregon vlog that's coming out or has already come out probably at this point. One for life, legacy. If you and me and whoever else on the planet got a chance to see my video, I would want them to know me as this if that was the only piece of me that they experienced in their life. It's simple when you think about it that way and how you want your impact to be as you start creating your YouTube channel or whatever social channel, to be honest. So your workflow, and I'm gonna try to speed this up a little bit so that you guys can get really into it and really fired up. I hope you're feeling passionate about this and that this is helpful. So leave this emoji if it is, and if you want a part 4, because you guys are seemingly really loving these videos, so I hope to continue making more if you're provided value. Building your workflow. Find tools that help your day-to-day easier. So if you are someone who is a stay-at-home parent, or you're someone who works a 9-to-5, someone who has 2 jobs, find ways where you can still do what you want to do in social media or building whatever your dream life looks like into that so it doesn't feel like a chore. So use templates or use different project management tools that are free like Notion, ChatGPT, planners, anything that's helpful for you, use it. Find ways where you can optimize your workflow so that it feels less like a chore and more like a hobby, something that you look forward to doing. Always create with intention. I always think, what do I want people to walk away with? And I can clearly feel like I can say from this video that you're gonna walk away knowing how you can do differently when you start showing up for your YouTube channel. Like I said, I believe that you can have both a thriving creative life and a rooted spiritual life. I mesh the two because without God, I'm nothing. So I make it my duty to show that when you guys are seeing the fruits of my labors, hitting the milestone 10K or 100K in the future or 1 million, I still want you to know it was not solely because of me. I trusted God even when the views were low. I trusted God even when I fell off and then came back. And consistently, what I learned through that process was I needed to be consistent when I started seeing something and not fall off when I see something because I don't feel like it. I have to show up for me. I have to, because someone might not get to their destiny if I don't show up for myself. I might be a supporting character in their story, and who am I to take that away from them? Same way that I would want someone else to feel the way about me. It's different when you stop thinking just about yourself. My final takeaway, if you take nothing else from this video, is to not just believe in luck. I believe in alignment, stewardship, and showing up when God says go. You are never going to feel ready to start. It's never going to feel like the right time. Feeling ready, it's not a feeling. It is a decision. You have to decide to show up every single day and do the thing that may not be what you feel like doing today or may not be most convenient in that moment. But when you get where you want to go, do you think it's going to be helpful if you give yourself that option today? Because that's kind of like playing with your bills. If, say, for example, you want to be a content creator and you want that to pay for your bills, you don't get to choose to not show up because you don't feel like it, because the rent needs to get paid. Rent's due, metaphorically and physically. So if you start thinking about it from a lens where you're like, I can do something more, I can do something better, you're going to start seeing something completely different with your life. It starts with your language and it ends with your perspective. So all in all, if I was starting from 0 or at least 100, maybe 300, maybe 600, pick your pillars, stay consistent, prioritize impact over ego. That one's important. And trust your journey. Your audience will find you when you show up as your full self. Stay patient, trust God's timing, and know that the time will come, because I am seeing the fruits of my labor and I have all glory to God. If you stayed until this long in the video, leave this emoji so I know that you stayed. And I'm really excited that you're excited about taking the next step in your YouTube or social media journey or content creation journey. Whether you share it out to people or you just do it for yourself, it is such an amazing revelation when you want to really see something more with yourself. This might be the end of the series for now if this wasn't as helpful, but if it was, like I said, let me know in the comments that I'm happy to make more parts, being a little bit more specific in what that creation looks like or how to continue through whatever you may need. I'm happy to provide value because, like I said, one for you, one for me, and one for life. So if this helped, I'm glad, and I will see y'all on the next episode of Party of One Podcast. Peace.